In August 2021, we overspent in transportation category but have leftovers in other categories. In this video, you will see our actual August 2021 budget, how much we saved, how much we spent, and what we got for free. Watch to the end and get a free helpful file. I will show it later in this video. Hello everyone, I'm Irene and hope you guys are doing well. We are starting the month of September 2021 and it's time to review our August budget. We are a family of two living on one income in South Florida. So in this video you will see all the expenses we had during the month, how we spent money and how much income we got. So let's start. This is a spreadsheet I used to budget. It has two important sections, monthly tracker and budgeting and results. Into the monthly tracker, I add all the expenses we have during the month or income we receive, as well as indicate how much money we saved aside or invested, and also show any transfers we make from the savings accounts. In the budgeting and results section, I set up a budget in the beginning of the month on the left side, and on the right side in the actual section, my actual results will be shown based on the data I entered in the monthly tracker section. The spreadsheet contains a lot of formulas, but I need only properly fill the monthly tracker section to see how much in total I spent on groceries or eating out or hobbies or fixed expenses like electricity, water or rent. So let's quickly check out our monthly tracker section and then we will continue with the results. In the income section we have my husband's regular income, his business income and small interest from Bank of America. We did a transfer of money from our savings account to a new project we started. It will take time to start it and finish, so I will give you more details later. The before take-home section is the same as previous months. As always, we paid for our medical, dental, vision and life insurances and put money on our HSA and 401k accounts. But all the expenses are before take-home. I just showed them here to monitor how much money we invested this year in 401k to make sure we will reach this year's limit. In the savings section, we have only $5,000 saved on our savings account, and it is way less than we planned in the beginning of the year and budgeted in the beginning of August. But as I said, we started a new project, so decided to have some money on a regular Bank of America savings account just in case. Maybe we will transfer more money into a separate savings in the beginning of September. In the fixed bills section, we have, as always, our rent, water and sewer bill, trash, electricity and internet. This month I added rent service fee as a new separate expense. After our apartment complex was sold to another company, we had hard times reading our bills. One month we did not have a bill for trash, next month for water. The service fees were not indicated separately and were added to the whole amount, and due to technical issues in the system we could see only the total amount without any explanations. But now looks like they fixed bugs in the online system and we finally can see each bill separately. Then this month we have two new payments. These are electricity bills for the rental property we bought recently. The first one is for the electricity we used last month and the second is for this month. Technically we should make a payment in September, but FPL, our electricity provider, already had the bill prepared in the app, so we just paid it earlier. $48,000 is the money we spent from our savings account to the new project we started. That is why in the transfer section you saw the $50,000 transfer. The rest of the money will be used to pay some additional fees that may pop up, or we will just transfer them back to savings. We didn't budget for this expense in the beginning of the month, but knew it will happen and just had money on the savings account. I don't consider this expense as an expense we forgot about to budget in the beginning of the month. I always knew about it but could not predict when exactly we will pay that money. But at the same time, it makes no sense to budget each month $50,000 on that expense. Just have the money on savings and when time comes, spend it. We don't have any debts, so I scroll down to the transportation section. This is the section where we overspent. We overspent mainly on gas because the prices went up, and so we paid a little bit more than expected, and also my husband needed to buy a windshield cleaner. So this is another expense we didn't budget for. In this case, I cannot find an excuse. Yes, I didn't budget for car maintenance and as a result overspent in the transportation category. Don't forget to check fluids in your car at least once a month. In the food and drinks section, we didn't spend more than budgeted but made way more trips to the store than we normally do. In August, we bought some Ibotta stuff and got cash back. For example, we bought some alcohol drinks to put them into the pantry and have for future events. If you want to know how much cash back we got, watch our recent Ibotta video. Link I will add in the description box below and it will appear on the top right corner of this video. Click and watch. Also, we bought Ibotta back to school items and got a full cash back, so basically paid $0 for these items you see now in the clip. One of the new expenses for us is bottled water we bought for our friends. We lived in their house for 2 weeks, sitting with their cats, and so bought water and some other grocery items to stock their fridge before they come back home. And $115 spent at Aldi is basically food we bought for our friends and us. All the items we bought with the prices I will show in one of the next videos, so subscribe to the channel to don't miss it. Another interesting expense I want to show you in this category is this 30 cents. Yes, my husband paid only 30 cents for a bottle of rum. He got the gift card to a certain liquor store from his employer and needed to spend the money before a certain date. The card had $35 on it, so with all the online fees, he spent out of pocket only 30 cents and saved $5 by picking up the order. In our next video about passive income, I will show the bottle of rum he got and will explain in more details why the employer gave the card. In the shopping section, almost all the expenses are for our rental property except the last one. I finally ordered some skincare products from The Ordinary. These are skincare products like serums and acids I want to try on my acne-prone skin. I could add them to the personal care items and treat this expense as a need, but I decided to add them to the want because technically I still can live without vitamin C or other treatments. In the leisure and entertainment category, we have only one expense, and this is a small gift we did for our close friend. We visited IKEA and called her to ask maybe she needs something from that store. She wanted to buy cookies and candies, so we bought them for her as a gift. Medicine, business and additional sections are empty, so let's move to the results. Here, all the numbers are entered automatically based on what I added to the monthly tracker section. In the income category, we have all the income we talked about before. Here are my husband's 2 paychecks. In total, he got $175.44 more than I budgeted, and he also got more money on business. I budgeted $50 and he got $215, so the difference is $165. Bank of America paid us 1 cent less than previous month. Whoa, that's a pity. Payment before take home are equal to the numbers I budgeted, so in the difference columns you can easily see that there is no difference and everything went as I budgeted. In the savings section, we saved less than budgeted. I already explained you why, because of the new project we started. In housing section we have leftover money in rent. We didn't have any huge expenses on Daisy, our rental property. We paid less for electricity and water, but overspent in service fees. Last month these service fees were included in a water bill, I guess, so the difference for water should not be so huge. And the last expense where we completely overspent is the money we paid to a new project. I didn't budget for that expense, so now we have this huge difference here. I could just ignore the budget part and don't show this expense in our budget. Anyway, the money was taken from our savings. I could show this expense in our net worth and reduce there the amount of money we have on savings. But showing this expense in the budget, I save all the information, and later in a year or 10, when IRS or someone else will ask us about this expense, we will clearly know when exactly we made that payment and for what we paid. I will skip the debt section because, as you can see, we don't have any debts here. In transportation section we overspent $5, a little bit on gas, and the rest is car maintenance. On the other hand, in the food and drink section we have leftovers. In total we spent $142 less than budgeted. In the shopping section we have also leftovers. I spent less on skincare items. I find that it's always hard for me to make purchases like electronic gadgets, clothes or cosmetic products. I always wait for a long time before buying and then tend to try ways how to spend less than I budgeted. As you can see, I budgeted for skincare products in June and July but didn't make a purchase. And we almost didn't touch the money we budgeted for our rental property. In the leisure section we overspent in gifts category because bought those cookies and candies for our friend, but had leftovers cause didn't went on that staycation we planned with my husband Mike. Medicine, business and additional sections we will skip and go to the final results. Even we saved only $5,000, we still saved more than needed according to the 50 by 30 by 20 rule and the 70 by 30 rule. Both of them show that we saved more than 30% of the take-home pay. But both rules show that we did bad in expenses. We spent way more than our take-home pay. Well, yes, we did. But we had money saved aside, and even the rules show this bad picture. We had money cause don't live paycheck to paycheck trying to make it out just by working with our paycheck money. And you can clearly see that with $50,000 of expenses, the $1,000 emergency fund never will help. If you are young and just start your journey, having $1,000 emergency fund may feel like you conquered Everest mountain, but you shouldn't stop. Continue saving and have a decent amount in your emergency fund. Okay, now let's compare the graphs. Huge difference between the budgeted and actual numbers. This is only one expense we had in fixed bills section. But if I will remove this huge expense from our budget, the situation will look better and will even show that actually we have leftover money after all the expenses. So I quickly showed you how in 2 clicks the budget can look like a beautiful picture, and we will just pretend that $50K we took from savings. But this is how people build their debts, because in our case we spent years to save that money, but people want stuff now and take the loans in the banks, and sometimes it's late when they realize what they did. Okay, this sounds very pessimistic, so let's finish this video with something interesting and helpful. In this clip you can see my yearly budget template. The link to this file you will find in the description box below. I used this file about 3 years ago and upgraded it to the one you saw in this video. This file is a Google Sheet file and it contains formulas. You can get it completely for free and start your budget. I want you to make a copy of the file so you will be able to edit data in the cells. The file contains an instructions sheet, so don't worry, you will find out how to use the template. So these are our August 2021 results, and the question of the day is, how do you budget? Do you use pen and paper, stuff envelopes, or maybe use an app? Tell me in the comments below. Please subscribe and continue watching our videos. Hope you liked this one, and I will see you next time. Bye!